What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? I took off work today. Just got up from a nap, man. I'm treating myself right today. Woo! But I have one question for y'all. Did y'all miss me? It's like, nah, it wasn't that long ago since I dropped my last video. Unlike last time, I took almost a whole freaking, 2 months? You could say. But shit, I'm back. So, as promised, we're gonna start things off with the stages of meditation, aka the stages of transformation. And in this stage, this is the stage of calcination, which is the first stage of meditation. Of course, we all like doing things in order. It's like, nah, y'all, I'm sorry, I'm just extra excited. My delivery finally came. It's like, goddamn, it took long enough. But I got Moldavite. That's a very powerful stone. It's a tactite, and it's very, very powerful, especially if you want to do a lot of chakra meditations and all that good stuff. But that's going to be for another topic. But getting back to this video pretty much this is the starting point. This is where you're either gonna awaken fully and continue on with the process, or you're gonna fall back to sleep. It's simple as that. It's very straightforward. This is where you actually destroy the ego entirely. This is the cremation of ego. Calcination is pretty much, that's what it is. It's the cremation of ego. This is where you become anew. This is where you become a new person, like the phoenix that is destroyed in its own flame, just to be reborn, and it's reborn from the ashes. This is where you pretty much become who you're supposed to be spiritually. This is where you detach from worldly things, the material world that is pretty much tethered to us by the ego. This is where that is destroyed. Now, I'm not saying that, you have to give up everything and, live like a monk or anything. What I'm saying is you will have less desire. You'll be able to, what is the word I'm looking for? Pretty much you'll be able to accept. Lovely virtue right there. Accept things. You become detached, another beautiful virtue, from this material world. And also in this stage, this is where you start to pretty much understand the path that you're going to walk pretty much for the rest of your life. And another thing about this is probably one of the most powerful stages in this, that being the first stage. A lot of stages, when we really look into other things, the first stage is pretty much like, okay, well, you just getting your feet wet. No, this is a very powerful stage. This is where you take a leap. You're not just walking the path. You just you jump on the path. And it's like you hit the ground running. This is where you pretty much, it's like either you do this or you just don't. And for those who believe in reincarnation, this is if you don't take this step, what Erykah Badu say, I guess I'll see you next lifetime. Yeah, you'll be seeing this place next lifetime. So yeah, this is the stage you really want to pay attention to. This is where, like I said, you begin to grow. You shed all this dead weight. You pretty much cremate the ego. You do away with it. You become that spiritual being, or that spiritual person that you're supposed to be, to start your path of enlightenment. This is where for all you guys out there that know about the dark night of the soul, this is where that begins. This is where that depression, that spiritual depression begins. Now, I'm not trying to scare anybody on this topic, but it's a scary thing if you don't understand it. It's only a scary thing when you don't understand it, but for the most part, it's one of the most beautifulest things you can ever witness for yourself. This is where you begin to transform. In the book I'm reading, the Emerald Tablets, they say the uh, the dark night of the soul is pretty much looked at as a putrefaction. This is where you're pretty much being digested from the inside. This is where the fermentation begins. This is where like the change pretty much. This is like, for example, it's like crushing grapes, like how the juice begins to fermentate and become wine. It's that much of a drastic change when you begin this process. Uh, this is where, like I said, this is where it all begins. The dark night of the soul pretty much is that it's like pretty much it's like popping the cap off the bottle. This is like, it's just that serious. It's that like much of a drastic change. You go from a very deep spiritual depression where you pretty much like you question everything. My, like, you know, using me for example, like when I first started my dark night of the soul in the calcination stage, I was like, man, yo, I don't believe in nothing. I don't care. Like, yo, it's no God. It's nothing. Like, I pretty much became like an atheist. Like, it was just that much of a change. Then like nothing. It just said, like that. It just snapped. Like, okay, so I'm start looking for the truth. The truth came to me. Like, yo, there's got to be something out here that created all this. Now my search began. It's like it goes from like 0 to 60, then from 60 to like 1,000. It's like you just go from like it's a drastic change. That's all I can say. Like the dark night of the soul is just the beginning stages of this stage, which is crazy that the first stage has actually a first stage in it, which is crazy in itself. But not to mention that it's pretty much saying like, oh, I'm just gonna give up everything. Like, and pretty much that's what it is. It's like you're not afraid to let go. You're not afraid to let go a lot of things once you like pretty much get initiated in this first stage of calcination. Once the ego was gone, like I'm gonna use myself as another reference. I like using myself because, like, I mean, who else? Like, you know, who else but me? It's like, nah. But let's see. Example would be, I didn't want to like accept the fact that we're all one. Like I was very very much a individualistic person, if that's even a word. Like individuality was everything for me. I didn't want to look at the big picture and how we all connected, how we all part of the universe, and how the universe is all connected and all part of the creator. Like I didn't want to like accept that. I wanted to like, you know, just believe that I was my own individual. I was created and it's me and it's going to be me forever. And like, truth be told, going into the incarnation or reincarnation cycles, understanding, if you believe in this, when you die, say for example you reincarnate back, you will have no recollection of this life at all, unless you work with psychics and all that stuff. From there you may find like clues or whatever. So pretty much what's left undone in this like cycle, that will be one of your pretty much one of your Achilles heel in the next. So the best thing you want to do is not leave anything undone. If you can do anything, or if you have the power to do right now, do it. And I say, as part of that, going into this phase or going into this stage of life, or this step in meditation, I should say, is the first step of not leaving anything undone. This is where it all begins, as I mentioned before. Now, once you destroy the ego, after the Great Depression, aka the dark night of the soul, you begin to let things go. You begin to accept more, just as how I was when I didn't want to accept that we all part of the grand scheme of things. I accept it now. That's part of like me going through this stage. I know that this vessel, once I completed my mission by the grace of the Creator, I know that this is going to go back to dust. This vessel is going to be no more. My soul, hopefully I don't have to reincarnate, may elevate, but if I do, the soul will be placed, or I should say I will be placed into another vessel, ready to do this journey all over again. But I hope that's at the least. Because I hope that in this lifetime that I can master what I set forth to master. But getting back on topic, that's pretty much it. It's about destroying the ego so that you can begin your journey into your spiritual self, or your spiritual purpose. Like this, if you watch my videos, I know sometimes I can ramble on and on and on, but I have so much information that I want to share with everybody. It's just so hard to put it in context sometimes. It's I think, if we all for real, if we all got together and just chilled one day, just out of the blue. I'm very I'm an introvert, but if I feel your energy and we're cool or whatever, I open up to anybody. I mean, I don't talk about my personal life, but if you into certain things, then of course we talk about that all day. Spiritual matters, man, I just say I know a lot. I know a lot, but I know that I don't know enough to where I feel like I know everything. And that's the beauty of life. You have to know when to put limits on things, in which that all ties back into this stage of calcination. Accepting that you won't understand everything in this lifetime. Accepting that there's always places for you to set or embark in new endeavors in your life, being able to grow. I mean, the wisest person can sit down and learn something from a child. I mean, not saying that it could be something detrimental, but I'm just saying just using that as an example of being humble, being able to accept. I mean, we learn from children every day, and this is where the ego must die. That's why this is an important stage. A lot of people may dismiss a child, but look at a child today. Go outside, or if there's any children out around your way, due to the situation right now, but look at them. A lot of the children that are not force-fed this nonsense is out there living their best life. Honestly, they're out there having fun, they're playing, they're running around. No cares. It's no cares in the world. It's we should learn from them. And that's what this stage is about. This stage is about detaching yourself from that ego of being materialistic, as well as being very prideful. And yes, in your ego you can be a prideful person. That's why I try to separate the two, to give you a clarity between the two, so that I can bring them back together and show you that even the ego, even by you saying, or in my case, even by me saying or being part of this ego before I shedded it, prideful, I am the master of my own vessel. I am me. I am not attached to anything or anyone or anybody, and all this other stuff, and rambling on and on, just to be humbled, just to get more knowledge, just to sitting back and detaching and allowing the ego to be burned, to understand, to see clearly that the bigger picture is that we're all connected. We're all connected to this universe. The universe is connected to the Creator. So in essence, we are a part of the creator. We are the creator. So when you humble yourself and when you give in to the outside, and you begin to allow the ego to be destroyed in order for you to regain who you are, regain your conscious of like true self, being part of the universe and all that is, you only then become awakened. So hopefully you got something out of this video. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. Hopefully I gave you guys the gist of it. Stay tuned for the next video, and also the videos in between. So there will be a lot of videos tying things together, like if there's any like discrepancy between like certain things and or pretty much what you want me to touch on more in depth, let me know in the comments. Like I said, we all in this together. I want to hear from everybody. If you got something that I don't know about or something that you want to share, hit me up in my comments. Like, I always respond, especially, I mean, my numbers are low enough, but now I'm just playing, but y'all already know what it is. I'll be back with more videos. Peace. And y'all be safe out there.